it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise, and that is Slim. That's him. Today is Wednesday, and on this channel, it is my version of a Q&A. Wednesday Wisdom for Weight Loss. I post in my Facebook group, Dish with D's Crew. If you've not joined it, please feel free to do that. Everything is linked in the description box below. And I post a question. What are your weight loss questions you want to ask me? You want answered. So again, these are just my answers to these questions. You might have a different answer. This is just my opinion of, and I feel like I can respect your opinion as well if you respect my opinion. And I've had a lot of discussion with people on these subjects. So again, this just opens up conversation. So also, if you're not on Facebook, you could leave your next question for next week in the comment section below. I usually try to check it before I go live to make sure there's any questions I could answer there. And this is questions answered by me, a WW lifetime member, currently a few pounds over goal. But I've been pretty diligent with my plan since 2018, and we are in 2023. So that's quite a long time for me. So I am mighty proud of myself. I am currently double tracking on the Healthy app. People say, yo, you're not WWD. Let's answer that question right here. Healthy is a WW plan. I just like the Better Balance, which is the old blue plan. And I like the fact that there's a secondary metric for macros. And what are macros? Carbohydrates, protein, fats, fiber, all those little things that make up a calorie. And I really find that if you're really going to count calories, you should really know what are in those calories. Because somebody mentioned on Instagram, you could have calories made up of potato chips, but what does that tell you? It doesn't really tell you anything. And I think that's why the point system does work, because it takes everything into consideration, making up that point. You don't want something that's high in fat. You want something that's high in fiber, high in protein, low in fat, low in sugar. So all that thing, it makes up a point. And a lot of us don't feel like these points are fair because, well, D, that's only X amount of calories in all these points. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that's a great choice. Maybe, just because it's low in calorie doesn't make it a good option. Always remember that. And I feel like a lot of us forget that. And having that secondary metric, I wish WW would put that in there because it's helpful. Helpful to know where you fall, especially if you want to be like a little bit like me. Like, I don't want to go too high carb. I definitely want to up my protein goals. Not too nuts, but I need to have them better than they are. And keep the fat at bay. We need fat in our diet. Absolutely. Yes. So you have to have some fat. Just it's good to keep an eye on that because those things are important in the makeup of your day. So I got that housekeeping out of the way. Yeah, I'm finding Better Balance. It is the same. It's a WW plan. It's not the WW app, but I am tracking for the WW app for you guys because some of you want me to give you the current points plan. So, and you're seeing they're very, very similar. There's only a few things that they're different on. So it's interesting to see that as well. So let's see what the team has posed to me this week. What are some good milks for weight loss? Now, that's interesting. When I started WW, I went to almond milk, unsweetened. Actually, I went to regular almond milk, I want to say, back in we're talking points plus. So 2013, 2014. And then I realized that they make an unsweetened and I could save points. Now, it's just a personal preference. I don't think there's anything wrong with 1% milk. My family drinks 1% milk. So yeah, I wouldn't, for me, and this is just what works for me, I wouldn't do anything full fat. Honestly, I wouldn't do it all totally fat-free, but I think low-fat options, there's nothing wrong with them as long as you like them. Remember, you have to like what you're eating. And I like almond milk. I love the unsweetened cashew milk. I love the almond coconut blend milk. I love oat milk. I like these milks. Now, if you don't like them, then you shouldn't be using them. If you're using them because, I can get a cup for a point versus, no. You have to like the milk. I love it. I just think that they're fantastic. And that's just, again, it's a preference. Yes, they are lower in points. That was the reason I chose to try them. But I stuck with them because I like them. Simple as that. You have to like the milk. And I love any of the, like I said, the Silk brand. There's one, I can't remember the name of it. If somebody does, please put it in the comment section. But I never remember the name of it. It's the oat milk that it's so fantastic. It makes such a good latte. I'm a little bit crazy when it comes to milks in my latte. And I only drink matcha lattes or chai lattes. And oh man, I think the nut milks are fantastic in that. And in my oatmeal. I mean, oat milk in an oatmeal or nut milk in a, I just like it. So make sure you like these milk alternatives that you're choosing. Not just doing it because you want to save a few points. Because in the end, you're going to go back to it. Let's face it. If you really like something, you're going to go back to it because you like it. So just make sure you're liking it. And I just like the creamy cashew is fantastic. It's just different. And I like to use that to mix up my powdered peanut butters. Just saying. Looks like Healthy lost a great coach. I've only been on Healthy a few weeks. I've not followed any of the coaches, so I don't know. I asked her who the coach was. She said Coach Ben. She said he changed because he was originally a Weight Watchers coach and went to Healthy and now has resigned. I don't know why. I have no idea. I don't know anything about the coaches on Healthy. I know nothing. So I can't really give an opinion, but yeah, I don't know. So if you know what happened to Coach Ben, leave it in the comment section below. Again, see, if I don't know something, I'm not tackling it just because it's there. I have no idea. I have no idea why he left WWE either. I don't think I ever heard of him. Sorry. Have you used bone broth instead of regular broth? Is there a difference in the taste? Funny you should ask that. That's funny because on my Thrive Market haul, I did order bone broth. I've never tried it, so I will let you know if the taste's any different. Big thing with bone broth and what enticed me was that it's higher in protein than regular chicken stock. Yet we make chicken stock the same way. I guess because bone broth is done in a longer time period so they could extract the collagen and those proteins out of those bones, perhaps. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I've never made it. I'm interested to see how it tastes. I have a chicken and I have a beef. So I will we'll address this after I taste it because I'm curious myself. And if you actually can get it, you can make your own. Yeah. I mean, Thrive Market had a good price. So does Trader Joe's. So you can buy it affordably there as well. When you travel, what are your must-takes for your trip, room, etc.? What is the best game plan to stay successful? I don't take anything for my CPAP machine, so I can breathe at night. But I don't take anything for my weight loss journey to my room. No. I mean, granted, I've only been away. It's the first vacation I've had in 11 years, just so you know. So this is the first time we've been away. I always try to bring something comfortable to sleep in. And I used to, when we would take weekend trips, I would bring my pillow because I feel like your pillow is one of those things that you just can't replicate. And I usually bring my pillow. Best game plan to stay successful? Especially if it's vacation, you got to be a little loose. You have to. It's vacation. I feel like you can make slight indulgences. I definitely let the people I was away with know certain things about me, like I need to be watched. It's just because I can go off like that. It's like when food is there for the taking, it's almost like I just want to grab it. So if I make people aware of that, I'm a little bit more in control because I know they know. But if you don't tell them, they just figure, she's on vacation, she's going to eat what she wants. I get that. But no, I let the people know I'm with that I have to, be mindful. I don't have to be on a diet, but I have to be mindful. Like, yes, I was having dessert on vacation. I had dessert every night. But it was a controlled piece. Like if you go to a restaurant, you're not getting huge portions. That's why we opted to go on the boat to the restaurants more than the buffet, because they're going to put a portion on my plate and that's all I'm going to eat. So that was very helpful in my vacation. You're always more active when you're away. You just are. There's just things to do and you're up early. And I always say, if you're up before everybody else, and what I didn't really do enough of was take a morning walk. Because Steve didn't get up right away. I did. So I would get up once in a while and just get up and walk around, go around the decks, just, take in the sights. And if you're up before everybody else, then do that. Get a few thousand steps in, 1,500. But enjoy your vacation, enjoy being away because A lot of us don't get away that much. So you have to loosen it up a little bit. Have you used ghee? If so, are there some range you recommend? I've never used ghee. I think ghee is, I don't exactly, I know it's a form of clarified butter. Don't ask me, with the fat removed, I think. I'm not really sure. I've never used it. I mean, I've had, like, I think isn't that what they serve when you get lobster? It's kind of like the butter. I don't know. I've never used it, so I can't really answer that one either. I am a former WW for years now, unhealthy. I seem satisfied with the 1,200 calories, but it says I should be over 2,000. How can I increase my calories? Up your fats. Fats have calories. Cheeses, definitely. So you're saying you're satisfied. Well, that's a good thing. Because I'm saying you didn't say you're still a little bit hungry. Like, have more beef. Beef has more calories. If you're eating chicken and turkey all week and even fish, throw a beef in there a couple days a week. Throw some cheese, full fat cheese. Use regular cheese instead of using that low fat cheese. Throw a full fat yogurt in there once in a while. Don't be buying the non-fat. If you need to make up calories, you want them to be good calories. So meats are a good calorie. Yogurt's a good calorie. Cheese is a good calorie. And all those things have fat in them. All three of them do. So I would say, go for your higher fats. Use more olive oil when you cook. Because I'm thinking of what people kind of cut back on. Usually it's dairy. Usually we cut back on the cheeses and we cut back. And a lot of people don't eat meat. Pasta. Are you having pasta? Have a night of pasta. Make sure you're having pastas and rices. Just because you're on a weight loss doesn't mean you don't get to eat pastas and rices. So make sure you have a meal of pasta and rice, and maybe increase that from 2 ounces to 3 ounces of pasta. That'll throw up the calories. Same with rice. If you're having a half a cup, go to a whole cup. It's a little bit crazy, but that's a good suggestion. So those are the things I would definitely add. Maybe a salad dressing that is higher in fat. We always have these fat-free. I do not do fat-free salad dressing. I can't. That's just... Low fat's okay, but I don't know. Those Walden Farms, I just can't. I try them. They're just, I mean, you have to like your food. And I'm not liking it. I tend to make my own salad dressings, but absolutely, salad dressing, there's right there, you can get a high point salad dressing. So those are the things I would suggest to up those calories. Can you do a healthy app tutorial on your YouTube channel or link a video of someone who has done one? I will link recipes with Roy down below. If I remember to link it in the cards, I will, but I always forget to do that. He's done several tutorials, and Roy follows the Better Balance Plan. I think it's the only thing he's followed as far as I know. I don't think he was ever WW. I have an older healthy one. I will link that if I remember. I don't know how it is versus this one. I am planning to do a tutorial. I just need to be on it a little bit more to be more comfortable with it, because there's things I'm not sure of. So it's hard to do a tutorial. I'm like, I think it's here. I'm not really sure where it is. I have to get more familiar with the app. But I would definitely link recipes with Roy. He's done several different, he focuses on, I think the recipe builder and stuff like that. So I definitely will link him. Where can I find good air fried things to make? Here's a tip. If you're a Weight Watchers, go in the search bar and put in air fryer, and they will bring up all the air fried recipes. I'm not sure if Healthy does that, but I know Weight Watchers, you could put stuff like that in the search and it brings up those recipes, like Instant Pot, and bring up all the Instant Pot recipes. I always say Emily Bites, Skinny Taste, and just put air fryer in their search engine and see what comes up. Is definitely what I would recommend. I don't do a lot of air fryer, and I don't know why. That's not true. I have an oven that's an air fryer, and sometimes I use that setting on my oven. That's true. I forgot about that. So I definitely air fry any kind of breaded chicken. If I bread chicken, it goes in the air fryer. If I bread eggplant, it goes in my air fryer oven, and it comes out. The boys love it. They don't even know the difference. They actually would rather me air fry it than put it in oil. I am allergic to shellfish and all seafood. I am so tired of chicken and turkey. Any good pork ideas? Oh, pork is such an underused meat. I think because we have to point it, we're afraid to eat it. Pork loins and most especially pork tenderloins are very lean. Pork tenderloin is what they make Canadian bacon from, or is it pork loin? It's one of them. And you see how low Canadian bacon is. I say a loin or either one. You could use a loin, or that's the leanest cut of pork, loin and tenderloin. The butts are fatty. The shoulders are fatty. So they're going to be a little bit higher in points. To keep it low in pork, you have to do like a loin or tenderloin. And depending on your pork chop, sometimes you can get a decent pork chop. But my favorite way to cook it, either one, is to put it in a crock pot and dump a can of sauerkraut on it. It tenderizes it. It's so good. I don't know how long you have to cook it. I'm sure if you Google it, you could find. I probably do that every time. The loin, of course, will take longer than the tenderloin because the tenderloin is absolutely, smaller. But you can put it in the oven if you wanted. Oh, I'm telling you, the vinegar in that sauerkraut just tenderizes it even more, and it is juicy. Because I will tell you, you overcook a loin or a tenderloin, it's going to be dry. I'm going to be honest with you about that. Definitely get your meat thermometer around. Don't overcook it because it will dry out. And there's nothing worse than dried pork. How about some beef in there? You haven't mentioned beef. You said pork. How about a beef? How about one day a week you do a beef? I'm going to tell you something. Lean beef, I believe, is very comparable to chicken when it comes to points. If you had to point it, that's what somebody told me once. I've never checked it, but I think it's true. Have a nice steak. You know what? You don't have to have a 32-ounce piece of steak, but if you have a 6-ounce steak, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's good for you. It's good for your, it's good for iron. It's just good for you to have beef. Don't knock out a food because you think it's bad for you. Moderation is always the key. You're not eating, like I said, a 36-ounce porterhouse. You're having a 6-ounce little steak. You'd be surprised, especially with spring and summer coming. The grill's out. Grill yourself a nice steak. When I go to a steakhouse, I always get a steak and a baked potato. Oh, it just fills my heart. You need to have steak. If you're not going to have it every week, every other week, it's good for you. Don't forget that. We're on this weight loss journey. Oh my gosh, I can't have beef. Even ground beef. If you're afraid of I do 85-15. I'm honest with you, I do. I don't care what the points are because it's what I enjoy. Now, if you're too afraid, if you really are, then they have 93%. They have 98, which I don't recommend. But you absolutely can get beef in there that way, and it's still good for you. So definitely check out like ground beef. Make a meatloaf. Make stuffed peppers. Make a soup. I mean, there's so many soups made with ground beef. And if you want to use the lower fat one because that's just, you're too afraid to go to the 85-15, just do it. And the person who needs to up her calories, get an 85-15. You will definitely up your calories there. All right. I've struggled with jumping from diet to diet for 20 plus years. As a WW lifetimer from 2000, how do I find and know what I can stick to after tracking and counting and logging for so long? I tried to log and track and lose weight, but honestly, after this long my mind says no more. Well, I guess my question is, have you tried not tracking? Have you tried a couple of weeks with just being mindful? I mean, being on it for 20 plus years, maybe you're ready for that intuitive eating. Some people are ready for it. Me, I'm not ready for it yet. My mindful tells me to eat. But if you feel that, I would say there's nothing wrong with taking a break from tracking. There's nothing wrong with it. At this point, you kind of know what your portions look like if you've been really diligent for the past 20 plus years. I believe that you know what your rice looks like and your pasta looks like and how much meat you can have. And veggies don't have to worry about those, but you know what they all look like. I would say take a break. And if you see the scale just starts to go up, then you go back to tracking. Or you do like the quick tracking where you just do the quick add. Like I do quick add a lot because I put everything in for you guys for points. But honestly, if it was just me tracking my food, I know what the points are. We've been eating on plan for how long? You know that Canadian bacon is 1 point. You know it. You could just sit there and go 6 points, breakfast 6 points, done, and eat. You could track within like 8 seconds. I don't think that's a lot. Like I said, if I believe that you've been tracking long enough to know that. So I feel like maybe you need to try the intuitive eating. I think somebody like you might be a good candidate for that. Because you're used to, you know what sizes, you know what bread you have, you know how many points your bread is, you know your 0 point foods. So you could sit there, I bet in all your years, you could sit there and bang that quick ad out in 8 seconds. That'd be my bet. But I say try intuitive eating. Try to be intuitive about it. And make so many days a week, your treat days. Like say we have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are going to be days you have a little dessert, and you know, you've made them before. You know what you want to have. Do you want to have like a bar? Do you want to have like a mug cake? You know the points of that. So you know that you plan your day around that. On certain days, you're just going to have that treat because that's life. And in life, we have treats. We do. And it's better to acknowledge them than to act like we don't need them, because it's going to happen. You're going to want a treat. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with a piece of cake. There's nothing wrong with a bar or a piece of chocolate. We just have to learn how to fit it in and just stick with that. See, there's the problem. Sometimes we just tend to treat something with such, like, it's this chocolate. And then I can't have this. And then when you go to have it, you just keep picking because you don't have it enough. I've said this a few videos, like if you're a person that says, oh, all I do is pick, are you picking because you don't eat enough? That's usually why you pick. You pick because you're hungry. People that aren't hungry don't pick. You're not hungry. You're not going to pick. But if you're hungry, that's why you just grab and shove it in your mouth. It could be habit, but it also could be the fact that you're hungry and you're not allowing yourself to eat. And your body's going to find a way to eat. It's going to be like when she's not paying attention, I'm going to grab those Cheez-Its. I'm going to put them in her mouth before she realizes it. That happens a lot. But if you're doing your plan and fitting in your treats and your snacks, I have chips several days a week. So I don't feel the need when I'm out to be like, oh, there's chips on that plate. And get the shakes when you haven't had something. You're like, something like this. Yeah. I haven't mastered the tortilla chips yet. Maybe I should start fitting those in. Getting like all the little bags of individual tortilla chips, because when we go to Mexican, it's bad. Even the girl we go with, one of our friends, she's like, yeah, did he eat all the chips? I have a problem with chips. I probably don't eat them enough. I'm going to agree with you there. I don't have them when they're here. I should start making myself, right, Slim, a plate of nachos like every other week. And this way when we go out, I'm like, yeah, I've had them. That's my problem. When I'm home, I just didn't really think about that till this now. I had an aha moment. Yeah. When Steve opens the bag of I don't have any. Could be a problem. I need to start eating some. I just got some cool ones in my last Thrive Market box. Not this past one, the one couple. Yeah, I did get some cool tortillas. We're going to have to start fitting in some tortilla chips. Maybe we'll have some nachos for lunch next week. That might be fun. That's a fun lunch idea. It can be done. It can be. You have the right chips. You have the right toppings. And you do a lot of veggie toppings, you can have a nice plate of nachos. Because salsa, 0, right? Sour cream, Greek yogurt, 0. Just have to put my toppings on and count my chips. We might need to do that, I think. Or, I was thinking about using the lavash, but I mean, I could and I would like them. But that doesn't give me that tortilla taste that I crave when I go out, that corn. It's all about the corn. So I have to find some lope. I bought those ones. I think they're Sept brand. I think that was the name of them. I'm gonna have to start doing that. I say that's how it's like desensitizing yourself. And I think I need to desensitize myself from tortilla chips, because that's the one thing I think when I go out that I go a little bit crazy on is tortilla chips. So how do you desensitize yourself? You give it to yourself in controlled portions and environment. Most times when I'm making my food, there's somebody around, and I will, tell them, could you take this bag when I'm done with it? Because I'm going to reach back in that bag and grab a couple more. #human. I'm sorry. But if Peter's here or Steve's here, Timmy's not usually around much. Patrick, I'll just say, here, take these. If I give them to somebody and give them ownership to somebody else, I'm not going to take them. And that's why I even say to people, you got to watch me, because if I've owned it, I would never do it, because it's like, no, I've given up the responsibility to you. So that is we need to desensitize. I've gotten desensitized for desserts. Like when I'm out, I have. Don't move me. I mean, if we share one, I don't sit there and eat the lion's share of it. I have my couple forkfuls and I'm done. Why? Because I have it at home. I make cake. I make whoopie pies. I make things with cream and chocolate. So I'm really good with that. Got to desensitize myself for the tortilla chips. See, I even learned something today. But that is it. That was the last question. Thank you so much for everybody who submitted questions. I appreciate it. I can't do this without you. I love that this is your video. And remember, you don't have to agree with everything that I said. You'd be like, you could respectfully, say, hey, I don't agree with you. And that's great because everybody's different. But be respectful. And I love that. I love when you are respectful because everybody has a right to their opinion. We don't agree, but we agree to disagree. And that's a great thing. So if you enjoy these videos, give them a thumbs up. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, subscribe us here at Dish with D. We are on a healthy lifestyle journey. Whatever plan you're on, you are welcome here. We go live Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, and we're doing some morning lives. So far, it's just Monday. I'm thinking maybe Monday and Friday will be a live morning because I do have time on Friday, so we might be a Friday live. I have to still work out the kinks and get myself a schedule, as Robert Scorpio used to say. Who watched General Hospital? He used to say schedule. So I started saying that, when I was young. Let's get a schedule together, so and get that all out there. So you could subscribe, join us, come to the lives. It's up to you. A lot of you lost your WW meeting, and we are here for you. Totally get that. So that's it for me. I will see you tomorrow for a day in the life vlog, which I'm filming as we speak. Yeah. And then Friday, I have a Trader Joe's haul that I filmed yesterday. I went to Trader Joe's. Saturday is weigh-in and meeting topic du jour. It's my last in-person workshop at that center. So that's it. I will dish with you another day. Goodbye, my lovelies.